Today's horror comic dub and narration is The Passenger, from the Razorblades Horror Anthology, by Lonnie Nadler, Zach Thompson, and Ian McKeown. If you enjoy the story at any point in time, please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into this comic.
The very circumstance I had been trying so hard to prevent came to reality. Whether by mere mistake or some self-fulfilling prophecy, I cannot be certain. However, either way, I had missed my stop, and I'm not sure entirely how. I did not fall asleep. Well, not exactly. By the time I realized it, no other passengers remained. The landscape was entirely unfamiliar to me, and the conductor offered no clarity either. He may as well have been mute. That meant I had little choice but to set off in search of means to purchase a new ticket, or, at the very least, to find out where I was. Along the way, I traveled through horrifyingly grim forests, where the leaves had completely decayed off the trees and dissolved into the very soil that I tread through. But I did not falter, for I had to press on. I needed to determine where I was, and I had to reach my destination. As I made my way to a dirt path, I noticed a light illuminated the perpetual darkness that seemed to plague my surroundings. The closer I grew, I soon realized that it was a sign. It was advertising a nearby road exhibition. I stood there, pondering for a moment until I decided I was going to follow that directional arrow toward the exhibition. Let me tell you, it wasn't an easy trek. It had me traveling up a steep hill with a winding path that was falling apart. As a man who's getting quite old, carrying this heavy briefcase was not making it any easier. The debris of the path got all over my pants, so I decided to brush them clean before entering a path that was now guided by a circus-like queue rail. It seemed getting to this was only the beginning of the queue. It spiraled all around the bends and turns of the hill. I couldn't help but run my finger across the rope to help pass the time. Eventually, I was fast approaching the summit, where a strange building awaited me. Finally, now, having made it to the top, I entered into this building, where there was something peculiar inside on a table. It was a mason jar that contained some kind of strange black liquid. I decided to remove my hat so I could further examine it, but I quickly backed away when I realized there was something not quite right about it. The substance splashed and bounced, shaking about the jar. As it continued to dance and twirl, it began to take shape until the jar tumbled toward me and I was forced to back away. Out came some sort of strange creature, one like no other I had seen before. There was something strange about it, something whimsical, something inexplicable, but that only drew me more and more into it. something about it compelled me. It began to morph into something resembling a worm. Well, at least its solid form did. It continued to drip more of that black, oozy liquid as holes formed in the solid counterpart. From the holes, more appendages protruded, and a pus-like substance began to form on the exterior. That area began to open up, like a student dissecting a frog in science class. Everything in my chest told me not to do it, but it was too late for me. My curiosity, or perhaps some other force, controlled me as I pressed my fingertip against it, and then the spore engulfed it. Anywho, despite my fretting, it was not long before I managed to find my way and board a return train. I found it idling exactly where I left it, or where it left me, waiting to depart. I quickly found my seat, and the train began off a rumble that seemed to carry through me. It passed with a thought. Perhaps I didn't miss my stop after all. Maybe I got off exactly where I was needed. Perhaps there is little difference between a passenger and the vessel that carries it.
Hey everyone! Thank you so much for watching. I'd like to give a major and special thanks to my Patreons. I couldn't do it without them. So thank you very much. James Abel and Banger Prophecy. I appreciate you both so much for your kind donation and for supporting the channel. But I'd also like to take this time to thank each and every single one of you who always comment on the video, like the video, and most importantly, watch the video. A storyteller is nothing without someone who is willing to listen. So, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you enjoy this format, don't forget to let me know in the comments below or suggest other stories that you'd like to hear. Thank you very much for listening, and remember, you are important and you matter. Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.